Bryan and Brian, 22 of 39. Yes, Zach declared, arms spread wide at the elbows and his face twisted in self-mocking irony. Both Brian and Mary were up in the room. He was there in our bed just snoozing away. I didn't see him at first because we had the room darkening curtain shut, and so I flipped the lights on like a charging bull and woke him up. That's why we came down for breakfast. I literally have no idea what I saw that made me think a man was kidnapping Brian. Just crazy. You don't have any kids, do you? Me? Letitia exclaimed. Madre de Dios, no. I'm not even married. Doesn't always work that way, Zach said, his left cheek and eyebrow raised. Verdad, but never mind, Madre de Dios. My mother would kill me. You said Brian was in the bed alone. Where was your esposa, La Señora Madre Maria? In the loo. That's what made me wake Brian. With the room so dark, I couldn't tell if anybody was in the bed or not. I flipped on the light, scared out of my skull, and the next thing I know, Mary's giving me what for. Would have been funny if I hadn't been so frightened. In any case, we're fine, we're up, and we're going to hit the beach, and maybe we'll all get to sleep a bit more when Brian goes down for his nap. Hey, speaking of beaches, he continued, were you talking about Playa Los Muertos to that skulky bunch? Just now? See, they are going to take our bus over. Would you like tickets? Maybe tomorrow. Pretty knackered. I think you should go today. It is always much more crowded on the weekends. That right? Guess that makes sense. Let me consult with Mary and see what she wants to do. Tickets are 200 pesos each. See, round trip. And I won't make you buy a ticket para El Nino? She finished her declarative with a rising pitch to denote interrogative. Sounds like a plan. I'll go talk it out with the fam while we eat. Muy bien, but hurry. My shift ends at 9, so after that you will have to buy 3 tickets. Fear loss, eh? Zach said with a chuckle. Good to know some things are universal. I'll let you know before the bell tolls. Mary waved at Zach from a table out on the veranda, and he waved back before pointing down the hallway to the breakfast spread. He paused as he saw the mug of coffee he'd left on the window ledge half an hour earlier, shook his head as his right cheek rose in wry self-abasement, picked up the mug and placed it in a bus tray before filling a plate with rolls and fruit, filling a new cup with fresh coffee, and carrying his breakfast out to his waiting family. Sorry, he said, taking a seat. That took longer than I expected. Glad you tucked in. No sense waiting on me. Beautiful out here, isn't it? It is, Mary replied, and all the more so for having my 2 men along. Everything good? Oh, yeah, no problems. There was a group of 20-something ahead of me deciding about bus tickets to Playa Los Muertos. Letitia said we might want to go today as opposed to tomorrow if we want to avoid the crowds. Guess even down here the beach gets more crowded on the weekends. Makes sense, huh? I mean, not everybody who's here is a tourist. Guess the locals are entitled to use their own beaches. Spoken like a Maori. What do you think? Round-trip bus tickets go for 200 pesos each, and she said she'd comp us Brian if he bought from her. Do you think it makes sense? I mean, what if we really just need to come back to the room and sleep? Bus runs every hour out and every half hour back. We can leave starting at 9 and return services until 9:30 tonight. I say let's go. Brian, Mary asked, what do you say? Want to go to Playa Los Muertos? Supposed to be a really great beach. Brian go beach. Brian play sand. Guess that's settled, Zach said, rising from the table. I need to get tickets before 9. That's when Letitia's off. Sit, Mary replied, shaking her head. Eat your breakfast. I'll get the tickets. Mama be right back, love, she added, smiling at Brian. Okay, he replied, putting 3 grapes in his mouth.